Okay, it's day 14, and I'm going to start off with the quotation, which is by Mahatma Gandhi. Learn as if you will live forever, and live like you will die tomorrow, which is really good advice. I'm going to tell you that story that I was talking about yesterday. So yesterday I talked about energy and how to change it, and eventually you won't need, like, later on you might, like, you finish 30 days and you'll go on with your life, and then suddenly you'll notice you're not feeling so good. You're like feeling like the old you again. And that's natural. It happened to me too. And you'll say, oh, let me go through the book again. Let me start doing the writing exercise. Let me get a journal and start, like, actually continuing on with these things. And because you were feeling good when you were doing those things. So you'll come back to it, and eventually it'll be more of something you'll just want to do every day, like your cup of coffee, because that's a good way to start the day. And so I was going to tell you the story about the first time I did it, because right now it's like teaching someone a dance. So if you're teaching someone a dance, there's like no music and there's no rhythm. You're just like, these are the moves. Okay, practice these moves. Okay, now we're going to hear the music. Now you kind of get an idea how fast you have to do them and the tempo and when this happens and when that happens, and put it all together. So first, like, the whole book is just one thing. I'm teaching you one thing, just a different way of thinking. But I had to break it down into these little micro steps so that you can be successful and strong in the foundation, so that as you waver from this way, which you will, your ego's really very strong, and it's going to be like, and your life is very hectic, so you will end up like straying. But you'll notice it because you have the strong awareness, and you'll come back to it. And as you come back to it and it successfully makes you feel better, it will become more a part of what you want to do, and you won't even have to think about these things anymore. But for now, you will have to think about these things. But anyway, this thing. So what happened? Okay, before I was teaching, I was volunteering at the hospital. I had been sick for a long time, so then I needed something to do. I was really bored, and I started volunteering at the hospital with all these old ladies, but it was fun. And my car had been making a noise that made me think that the transmission was going. I pushed the gas, and it would, like, and then slam. And I'm like, what is that? I don't like that. I don't have money for a new transmission, blah, blah, blah. So I'm getting ready to go to volunteer at the hospital, and I'm driving, and right in the middle of the street, the car just shuts off. And I'm like, holy moly, what do I do? So luckily there was a entrance to a parking lot right there, and I just, like, rolled into it and ended up in a parking space, thank God, and called my husband, and I took his car to work, and he dealt with the car. So now I was, like, in that state of, like, okay, I was worried about it being the transmission. I know that's a major thing, and it costs a lot of money, and how was I going to pay for that and all this? So I said, well, let me just try this thing. Let me just try it. And this is extreme because most of the things you're going to use it for aren't going to be this extreme. But this was extreme, and I really wanted to see if it worked. So right away I started thinking, oh, the car's fine. The car's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's not going to need anything. It's just going to be fine, and I'm not going to think about it. So that's what I did. The whole drive to the hospital, which took probably, 12 minutes, I was thinking, the car's going to be fine. He's going to deal with it, and it's going to be fine. It's not going to be a big deal. And then I went and did my shift at the hospital. And I didn't think about it. I just did my shift, didn't think about it, did my shift, normal day at the hospital. I worked in the gift store at the hospital. It was a really fun thing to do. And so I didn't even think about it. And I got home, and I asked my husband, what's up with the car? Because it wasn't at home. I'm like, oh shit. And I was like, nope, don't do that. Don't do oh shit. That's not good energy, right? I'm like, hey, so what's up with the car? And he goes, oh, it was just a fuel pump. He's looking for one, and it'll be ready tomorrow. I'm like, oh my God, $20 for for a fuel pump. It wasn't even the transmission. And I was like, thank God. I did. I said a thank you prayer because I was like, oh, it worked. It worked. Now, I don't know what would have happened if I hadn't done that. But I think if I had been so preoccupied with how I would pay for a transmission, I would have attracted that the transmission went out. That's what I believe. And like I'm saying, it's not going to be that extreme for you. It could be as simple as you get in your car and like, I'm going to hit all green lights. I set the intention to hit all green lights. And then don't think about the lights. Just start driving. And then after the third one, you're going to be like, oh, they're all green. That's how the energy works. That is how the energy works. So maybe you'll get bold enough to be able to do a little experiment in your life and definitely journal that. And I like to recommend, and I wrote it plenty of times, but always date what you journal, because you never know when you're going to look back at it, and while you have the memory, you might not remember when it happened. So journal what's going on with you, journal what you're noticing, enjoy the journey. The journey's exciting. You're almost halfway there, and yeah, I totally believe in it, or I wouldn't have written a book about it. So see you tomorrow.